We are in a new location, and there's seagulls flying around outside. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video. I know the lighting's a little bit dodgy, but I'm hoping to fix that with a new background light. I've been meaning to get one for my setup here in Brighton, just because the lighting in these rooms are really not that good due to the wallpaper being a horrible colour, and I can't change the colour unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to get a background light just so it looks a bit more presentable and a bit more professional. And talking of professional stuff, I am hoping to start recording with microphones again. As you can see, I'm holding this little thing, which is meant to clip onto my shirt, but every time I tried doing that, it made my audio really muffled because my hair would just get in the way. So I had to keep pushing it back, and I didn't like doing that. So anyway, let's get on with the video. Sorry for the audio change, everyone. I am doing my editing right now, and I completely forgot to put in my album of the day. I don't know how, I forgot. I think I accidentally deleted the clip that it was a part of, but my album of the day is Blackwater Park by Opeth. Now, I started re-listening to Opeth literally like last week because I heard they were announced as the final headliner for Bloodstock next year, so I went back and I started listening to this record again, and I thought it was just as brilliant as I remember it being. So Blackwater Park by Opeth, again, you like prog, you like metal, listen to it. You will love it. It is a masterpiece of a record. And you can check out that album in the description. I will leave a Spotify link. It's been a couple of weeks since my last video, and we are back, and I've tried recording so many videos, but the problem is I didn't like most of them. I liked the ideas, but the way I kind of presented them, I really didn't like. So I'm going to try and get this one out as soon as possible. Actually, fun fact, tomorrow is a very exciting day because I am going to a meet and greet / signing with Stephen Wilson, which is happening in Resident Records in Brighton, which I'm very excited about. Very nervous, but very, very excited. So yeah, let's get on with the video. So I did a question poll yesterday evening, which was, what are your favourite bands of the modern era? And it really is up to you guys, or anyone really, to define modern, because for some people modern day is the 90s onwards, for some people it's the 2000s onwards, for some people it's even the 2010s onwards. I define modern bands as bands that were formed after 2005, so any of my favourite bands that I'm listening to currently that were formed after 2005 will be in this video, hopefully. I have been listening to a few bands that have been formed in the 90s and early 2000s. They are not going to be featured in this video because that is not modern to me personally, because that is basically 30 years ago now, and 30 years ago was not modern for me. So anything really after I was born in 2002, so I'm going to use 2005 as like the baseline. I had this conversation with Johan actually. If you are new to the channel and you don't know who Johan is my boyfriend. And I said to him, so how do you define modern in terms of music? And he said, well, 2010 onwards. And I did struggle a little bit with 2010 onwards. I had a few that were 2010 onwards. But so in this video, I will be featuring 4 bands. I know it's a very awkward number, but it means I can go into more depth with these groups. So a lot of them, if you are keeping up with my channel as of recently, all of them are metal bands. So if that is something that you don't really care about, that's fine. I don't really listen to much modern day progressive rock purely because it's something I was never really interested in, and I really did give it a go, but for me, modern day progressive rock is just a little bit too corny for me. I love it when it's mixed with metal, you know, things like Porcupine Tree or Opeth or Dream Theater. Even when it comes to Dream Theater, I find that their less metal orientated stuff is a bit too corny for me. I mean, I love when it gets like heavy. That's when I really love progressive rock. Like, also think bands like Meshuggah as well, who are doing progressive metal as well. So I like that kind of stuff more than bands that just label themselves as progressive rock, like modern progressive rock. I'm really more into the metal side. So there is some progressive metal elements to some of these groups, actually to all of them, weirdly. And we're going to talk about that now. So let's go. It's already 5 minutes in. So the first band on my list is a band called Lorna Shore, which if you are part of the metal community, you will definitely know who they are. They have become increasingly popular in the last few years because they released a song, I believe it was 2021, called To the Hellfire, and I actually remember when it came out, I was left just dumbfounded. I was like, what have I just listened to? It was 6 minutes of the most amazing yet oddly terrifying song I had heard in a long time. And when music can give you that feeling of fear, I love it. It means I will definitely love it. It means it's amazing. And so after that, I went and listened to their EP called And I Return to Nothingness. And that EP, I can't even describe it. It is a roller coaster of emotion because each song, there's only 3 songs, is completely different. I mean, for me personally, the last song on the album, which is the title track, is my favourite because it's got the most amazing orchestral arrangements and just I know a lot of people when it comes to heavier music have some prejudice and a little bit of funny feeling about extreme vocals, but I think in this case, it's so impressive you cannot not love it. You know what I mean? It's something that people either click with or don't, but I think if people gave it a chance, it's one of those things I feel like you'd find something in there that you'd enjoy. I know they've released a full-length album in the past year or so, which is an incredible record. But for me, that EP is very, very, very good and one that you should listen to. So Lorna Shore, brilliant band with some insanely talented musicians. I mean, you have a drummer going at, I don't know, like 500 BPM on all these songs. It's just incredible to listen to. So there we go. Lorna Shore, great band. And the next one I would love to talk about is a band called Batushka, and they are from Poland and they formed in 2015. Similarly to Lorna Shore, they use that kind of not orchestral arrangements in this way, but they use church arrangements. So they have proper church choirs singing over doomy, kind of gloomy and dark metal. They are considered a black metal band because there is blast beats and screaming vocals, but amongst that is some of the most beautiful vocals I have ever heard in terms of singing. I should mention, actually, this group only sings in Church Slavic. So if any of you who watch my videos are from the Slavic regions of Europe, that's something to listen to as well. I think it's something that you guys might be able to connect with. So forgive my pronunciation, but the album I'm going to recommend, I'll flash it up here, is called Liturgia. Probably got it wrong. I assume it translates to liturgy. So that is a fantastic, fantastic record. Again, it's almost like it's telling a story. And as much as I can't understand it, you can feel the emotion and the kind of storytelling pour through. They are definitely worth checking out if you are interested in kind of interesting, new, and innovative metal, but maybe not just metal, but just music in general. It's super creative, and I love it. I cannot help but love it. I actually booked tickets to see them in London in November, so very excited for that one. And yeah, so Batushka, definitely get on that one. So the next one I'm going to talk about is a band that I have only really started listening to. I listened to one of their records actually a couple of days ago, but I knew quite a few songs of theirs before I made this video, before I listened to that album, and the name of the band is Spirit Box. Now this is a group which I definitely think those who like progressive and chuggy music will really, really enjoy. There is plenty of clean singing and also extreme vocals. They were formed in 2017. I believe that their lead singer and guitarist were part of a band in the kind of early 2010s, but I don't know anything about that. But they are really, really good. They have an album coming out in November, I believe, so definitely check that one out. The album I listened to was the one I was going to make album of the day, but I thought I'm going to already talk about it, so I'll do a different album of the day. So the album I listened to was called Eternal Blue. I'll show up the album cover here, and it is such a wonderful record. It takes you on a proper journey. Beautiful, clean singing, really, really good. Obviously, to know how to scream well as well, you need to know how to sing. So she has an absolutely lovely voice, as well as the vocals, the screaming vocals. I think they are extremely powerful as well. So yeah, Spirit Box, a really good one to check out because that's really good. And obviously support newer bands because they are the trendsetters. You know what I mean? They are going to dictate the future of the genre. And the very, very last band I'm going to talk about is one that definite progressive rock fans and metal fans will enjoy, and that is Ginger. If you haven't heard of them already, they are a Ukrainian band and they formed in 2009. And they have the most incredible musical arrangements I've seen in metal in a while, as long as I've been listening to it. I think those who are fans of things like Opeth or Porcupine Tree or even Dream Theater at times would really, really enjoy this group. Again, same with Spirit Box. The lead singer has an absolutely wonderful voice and an absolutely incredible screaming technique. It's almost inspiring to me, even though I definitely got to take a few singing lessons before I learn how to scream. But they have some really, really interesting time signatures and rhythms in their music as well. An album I think that a lot of you guys might listen to is King of Everything. I will flash up the album cover here. It is a wonderful progressive metal masterpiece. And yeah, Ginger, really great band. I saw them at Download and I hadn't listened to any of their music, well, maybe a couple of songs up until I saw them. And I thought that their live performance this year at Download was absolutely spectacular. I mean, it was almost identical to the studio version, which I'm noticing a pattern of when it comes to seeing progressive rock bands. It's almost exactly to the note, you know, exactly to the time. So yeah, definitely give that one a listen. And that's the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, we have got a online Discogs record store. Please support it. You will definitely find something in there that you enjoy. You know, treat yourself to an album, because why not? I do it all the time. Secondly, I have got a Depop store activated now, so I'm selling off a bunch of my old t-shirts that I don't wear anymore. If you're interested in that, please go check that out too. And all my social medias are in the description. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.